Okay, let's be honest. Pretty much everyone is going through life with a touch of cluelessness. Some more than others, but the reality is most people are just figuring out as they go because life is quite a mystery, and there's rarely a one-size-fits-all for solutions. But how do you even get started with something as broad as learning about life? As big of a topic as it is, getting started doesn't have to be that complicated, and this is exactly why this channel exists. There's quite a bit of learning and discovering to get through life, but in this video, we'll be discussing some of what you need to know about your life to make the most of it. Welcome to Alux. Stick with us as we take you through 15 things you need to know about your life. Number 1. Your limits. Everything in this world has a limit attached to it. The laws of limits govern the world itself. As a person, knowing your limits in all areas of life is vital for you to succeed. Knowing where to draw the line and how far your mind or body can take you is important, particularly to avoid burnout and harming yourself. Knowing your limits also comes with a truckload of benefits, like helping you to plan better, allowing you to sharpen your already existing strengths, and increasing your self-confidence. Understanding your limits can help you evolve as a better person because it gives you a good grasp on what you can and cannot do. Number 2. Your goals. More often than not, we get asked, where do you see yourself in a few years? Because setting goals is very important to how we want to live. Knowing both your long and short-term goals gives you a clear target that you can work toward. Setting goals gives long-term vision and short-term vision motivation. It helps you to focus your efforts and organize your time and resources to make the most of your life. By knowing and setting clearly defined goals, you can measure your progress and take pride in achieving your dreams. Number 3. Your triggers. Everyone has trauma from their past that affects them in the present, and there's also emotional triggers for these traumas. Emotional triggers are occurrences, memories, objects, or people that spark intense negative emotions within us. These changes in emotion are usually abrupt. In most cases, they'll feel more severe than the trigger would logically call for. Now, the importance of your mental health cannot be overstated, which is why it's vital to know and understand your emotional triggers so you can shield yourself from people or situations that unsettle you. For many people, identifying triggers, it takes a lot of time and introspection, but it is worth it in the end, and in a world where a lot's happening at once, it would come in handy to better protect your mental health. Number 4. What makes you happy? If someone were to ask you, what makes you happy, would you know how to answer it? How would you pull yourself out of a rut? What do you do to lift yourself up when you're not feeling so great? We often go through our days without consciously thinking about our happiness. We see happiness as some big end goal that we're constantly working toward, but we fail to notice the moments and little things in our days that actually make us happy. Knowing what can make you happy will form the basis of what you can do for a self-care routine, and is certainly one of the things you should know about your life. Number 5. Your non-negotiables in relationships and friendships. Knowing your non-negotiables can save you a lot of time in relationships and friendships. Your non-negotiables are both the things you must have in your relationships and the deal breakers, which are behaviors or attributes that you consider unacceptable. It's essential for your growth to know your non-negotiables. Non-negotiables can be associated with boundaries. Without them, it leaves you floating through life without a personal sense of direction, can lead you to be taken advantage of by others, and it's emotionally exhausting. Knowing your non-negotiables is a vital part of your personal life that you should not neglect because its effects trickle down into so many other aspects of life. To discover your non-negotiables, you have to know your principles, your values, what you want in a relationship, and the people you want to surround yourself with. Number 6. Your finances. Money isn't everything in life. However, you absolutely cannot make the mistake of downplaying the importance of your finances. You can achieve a lot by having solid financial plans and knowing where you are financially and where you want to be. Having a good grasp of your finances helps to give you a better perspective of how you're spending your money. This can help you stay within your budget and even increase your savings. With good knowledge of personal finance, you'll also learn to control your money so you can achieve your financial goals. Number 7, the kind of partner you want. This is a decision that's not very easy or simple to make, yet many people rush into it. The person we choose to spend our life with often will greatly impact how we live for the rest of our lives. This is why knowing the kind of partner you want is necessary. What are the traits and values that you wish for, and what are the ones you cannot stand? Before choosing who to spend your life with, you need to know all of these things, which means you need to know yourself really well. Many people argue that who you end up with is high up there as one of the most important decisions you'll ever make in your life, and we wholeheartedly agree. Number 8, medical conditions and history. As odd as it might seem, a lot of people actually don't know their medical conditions or history. And this lack of medical self-knowledge was highlighted in a study done in June 2022 by WebMD, where they conducted a survey and found 39% of participants didn't even know their blood type. To be clueless or ignorant about your medical conditions and allergies could be considered borderline irresponsible. There's no overstating how important good health, or the lack of it, is to our lives. It's not always up to your doctor to tell you everything. You also need to ask questions and find out as much as possible about your health. It's also advisable to ask your family questions about medical histories. With many medical conditions being hereditary and sometimes not showing up until later in life, it's vital to know what you might be vulnerable to and what you can do to work on living better. Number 9, your personality type. This is one that many people might be a little bit skeptical about, but it's possibly one of the most insightful things you can do and one of the most important things you need to know. You might be thinking, how does knowing my personality affect me or my behavior? Well, the reality is, knowing your personality type will give you a much deeper understanding of who you are and why you are the way you are. Understanding your personality can help you to be happier by telling you how you're most at ease based on your personality preferences, and how to best play to your strengths and address your weaknesses, whether in your career or in relationships. Number 10, your strengths. Many of us know our weaknesses, but find it hard to identify our strengths. When urged to think of something we want to improve about ourselves, many people would think of a weakness, not a strength. But it's important to know what you're good at. Knowing what you excel at is vital information to make decisions. Knowing your strengths allows you to plan out your choices accordingly and position yourself in situations that can set you up for greater success and lead you to even better outcomes. And on the flip side, number 11, your weaknesses. Just like your strengths, it is crucial to know your weaknesses. It's impossible to be good at everything you do, which is a fact that many people still struggle to accept. Weaknesses can hold you back and make you see yourself in a way that's too vulnerable. These weaknesses can limit you from chasing after your dreams and achieving many great things in your life, which is why it's essential to know these weaknesses so you can work on them. Not to mention, the good thing about weaknesses is you can improve or compensate for them to make them less of an issue. Number 12, how you respond to stress. It is impossible to go through life without encountering a bit of stress. Stress can affect your mind, body, emotions, and behavior, which is why you must know how you respond to and manage stress. Knowing how you respond to stress can help you identify highly stressful situations, create healthier coping mechanisms, and help you to manage stressful situations better. And while we know there are lots of healthy and unhealthy coping mechanisms for stress, This is simply about knowing your go-to response when stress arises. Number 13, your skills. Everyone is born with a tendency to achieve, succeed, and thrive in whatever they embark on. We all have specific skills and abilities that can be nurtured, shaped, and formed. Whatever innate talent you have or skill you cultivate will most likely determine the direction in which your life goes on a personal or professional level. The importance of a skill or talent in your life cannot be overemphasized, which is why you must work hard to pinpoint and develop them. Number 14, the kind of person you want to be. Knowing the kind of person you want to be is extremely important in life because it helps you determine who you want to become and the kind of life you wish to live. It enables you to draw a straight line from who you are now to who you want to become, and then you can make plans to tailor your actions toward that end goal. Knowing who you want to be helps you to become more self-aware, and then you can ask yourself, is the kind of person you are now the same as the person you want to be? And examine what you're doing to make it happen. Number 15, your purpose. Discovering your life's purpose is one of the things that many people want, and rightfully so. Your purpose is your why, a specific end goal you work toward every day of your life, and a reason to live for so many people. Everyone has a different purpose in life, and knowing your purpose and working toward it can unlock a greater satisfaction, enthusiasm, and a sense of fulfillment like no other. And that's exactly why on the Alux app, we have a learning pack called Ikigai. And it's entirely devoted to this idea right here. Finding your purpose, your why. Even when you have a hiccup and the world is upside down, your purpose gives you a sense of direction and stability. That's why knowing your purpose is essential for living a healthy, happy life. Now, of course, it's important to note that there's no time limit to discovering your purpose. So if you find yourself shuffling through your 20s, 30s, 40s, or even later without figuring it out yet, don't worry, my friend, there's still time to figure it out. It is never too late. When it comes to life, just knowing is never enough. It's more important to put the knowledge you have into action. And we're well aware of this, which is why we've made a video called The 15 Things You Can Do Today to Improve Your Life. So sit back, relax, and maybe jot a couple points down as you go through the next video. Thanks for spending some of your valuable time with us today, Alux. We're so glad you did. If you enjoyed this one, please give us a like, hit that bell icon to never miss an upload, and hey, don't forget to subscribe.